Another AI organizational shuffle at Google, and Meta gets a Hollywood partner. Welcome back to the AI Daily Brief Headlines Edition, all the daily AI news you need in around 5 minutes. Well, the reshuffling of AI personnel continues with some big changes at Google. First, the Gemini team will be folded into the Google DeepMind division. This team is apparently only responsible for the UI and product design around Google LLMs once they have been trained. In a blog post, the company said, "Bringing the teams together will improve feedback loops, enable fast deployment of our new models in the Gemini app, make our post-training work proceed more efficiently, and build on our great product momentum." This move, of course, represents a continuation of efforts to consolidate AI teams within the company. The team in charge of models, research, and responsible AI were brought inside DeepMind, and shortly afterwards, DeepMind itself was merged with Google Brain, a rival research unit within the company. The net impact of this is that DeepMind CEO and recent Nobel Prize winner Demis Hassabis will have a vastly expanded team and enhanced control over AI strategy across the company. There does seem, however, to be a clear mandate to not only have a research focus, but to also have a product focus in an effort to keep up with rivals. In an interview last month, Eli Collins, DeepMind's vice president of product, said, "So many of the leading research labs are actually product companies at this point," and commented that DeepMind, quote, "really has to pick up the pace." The second big change announced was that Senior VP of Search and Advertising, Prabhakar Raghavan, has been promoted to the overall company's chief technologist. In the same blog post, CEO Sundar Pichai wrote, "Prabhakar has decided it's time to make a big leap in his own career. After 12 years leading teams across Google, he'll return to his computer science roots and take on the role of chief technologist. In this role, he'll partner closely with me and Google Leads to provide technical direction and leadership and grow our culture of tech excellence." Now, Sundar's note says that Prabhakar's leadership journey at Google has been remarkable, but another word that some might use is controversial. In 2019, when he was then the head of advertising, he led a push to change the way Google monetizes search. Then head of search Ben Gomez sent a firm-wide email where he warned that search was, quote, "getting too close to the money," and stated that he was, quote, "concerned that growth is all that Google was thinking about." Raghavan has also been at the center of recent antitrust complaints against Google. The DOJ is, of course, alleging that the company maintains a monopoly in internet search and advertising through the use of anti-competitive behavior. Given all that, it is to some extent unclear whether this promotion will give Raghavan increased power over the firm, or is a very polite way of stashing him away in a corner office. Longtime Google exec Nick Fox has been appointed to replace Raghavan as head of search and advertising. Now back to the bringing together the AI team. This to me just makes sense, and to the extent that anything was weird here, it's the fact that it took Google this long to bring all of its AI together. Now, big companies get kind of sprawling, but we've seen this type of move from Microsoft as well. Obviously, they brought in Mustafa Suleyman, another former Googler and former DeepMind co-founder, to be the CEO of AI overall at Microsoft, presumably to coordinate strategy there as well. Jordan Thibodeau tweets, "More power is being consolidated under Demis. He has waited 10 years for this moment. Now it's his time to shine. The question is, will Google's bureaucracy get out of its way so DeepMind can shine?" Next up, another AI entertainment industry tie-up with Meta partnering with Blumhouse Productions to showcase their new generative video product, MovieGen. In a blog post, Meta wrote, "At launch, we shared our plans to work closely with filmmakers and creators to integrate their feedback as we continue working on these models." Connor Hayes, the VP of MovieGen, added, "While we're not planning to incorporate MovieGen models into any public products until next year, Meta feels it's important to have an open and early dialogue with the creative community about how it can be the most useful tool for creativity and ensure its responsible use." Meta has selected a small group of filmmakers to test and provide feedback on the product, including this gent, Casey Affleck. The announcement of the collaboration touched on the controversy around AI's use in filmmaking, with Meta positioning MovieGen as a powerful tool for creatives rather than as a replacement for filmmaking talent. Jason Blum, the CEO of Blumhouse, commented, "Artists are and forever will be the lifeblood of our industry. Innovation in tools that can help those artists better tell their stories is something we are always keen to explore, and we welcome the chance for some of them to test this cutting-edge technology and give their notes on its pros and cons while it's still in development. These are going to be powerful tools for directors, and it's important to engage the creative industry in their development to make sure they're best suited for the job." Alongside the partnership, Meta also released open-source versions of their generative video and audio benchmarks, which they, quote, "hope will help enable the AI research community to progress work on more capable audio and video generation models." The release included another collection of generated videos, which are every bit as impressive as the first batch we saw earlier this month, and AI artist Diamond J summed up the sentiment on X, posting, "But I want to use it." Lastly today, TSMC reported blowout quarterly earnings, renewing AI excitement on Wall Street. The monopoly manufacturer of advanced chips reported a 54% jump in net profit in the third quarter. The company has also boosted forecasts, now expecting a 30% rise in sales year on year. When asked if AI is in a bubble, CEO CC Wei stressed that, quote, AI demand is real, and I believe it's just the beginning. On overall chip demand, he added, everything stabilized and started to improve. Elaborating on how real the demand is, Wei explained, why do I say it's real? Because we have our real experience. We have been using AI and machine learning in our fab and R&D operations. By using AI, we are able to create more value by driving greater productivity, efficiency, speed, and quality. And think about it, 1% productivity gain that was almost equal to 1 billion won to TSMC. This is a tangible ROI benefit. And I believe we cannot be the only company that has benefited from this AI application. So I believe a lot of companies right now are using AI for their own improving productivity, efficiency, and everything. Now, of course, over the summer, there had been growing skepticism around AI on Wall Street, perhaps exemplified by a Goldman Sachs report in June, which questioned the industry's ability to generate a return. These concerns simmered down in the intervening months and began reversing last month in September. NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang really brought a fine point to the issue 2 weeks ago when he said the demand for new Blackwell units was, quote, insane. However, TSMC's earnings report is the first time we've seen this insane demand show up in the financials. It seems to have shredded the last remaining doubt on Wall Street. TSMC stock was up almost 10%, hitting a new all-time high. Indeed, we might be at the start of another leg in the AI boom, with Wedbush analysts writing that there is, quote, no end in sight to AI-derived strength. That, however, is going to do it for today's AI Daily Brief headlines. Next up, the main episode.